Good morning. This is John from the Springs Mennonite Church, and I'm happy to be here with you the middle of the week where I've been talking about the book of Hebrews. And today I'd like to bring up another thought, another idea, and perhaps it has something to do with your life. Hebrews chapter 11, beginning with verses 1 and then the second one too, reads this way: Faith shows the reality of what we hope for. It is the evidence of things we cannot see. Through their faith, the people in the days of old earned a good reputation. By faith, we understand that the entire universe was formed at God's command, that what we now see did not come from anything that can be seen. It says here, faith shows the reality of what we hope for. Now, I don't know where you are in your life. I'm towards the end of mine, certainly the last, I don't want to say decade, hope that's not right, but the last section of my life. And I'm still not finished with what I think God wants me to do. Nor am I finished in thinking about the things that I want to do. I don't know what will happen in the next year, week, 10 years, 20 years. And the truth of the matter is, nobody does. But I have faith. Here it says, is the reality of what we hope for. I have faith that God still has a plan for my life. I have faith that the things that I have spent a lifetime perfecting, God will still use that. You see, think about athletes. My son was a star athlete. He's an Olympic gold medalist. That's doing pretty good. From the time he was younger, he wanted to run. Now, many times he didn't see evidence that he was going to be successful. In fact, he lost his first race. Of course, what I understood that he didn't understand, that he was in the eighth grade running against seniors. And there's a huge physical difference between that age group. But nevertheless, I kept telling him his whole life, you're faster than that guy. You're faster than that guy. Whenever he'd lose, don't worry about it, David. You're faster than he is. And one day he said to me, Dad, how do you know that? Well, the truth of the matter is I didn't know it. I mean, I knew a few things, but I really didn't know it. But I kept him hoping by supporting his dream. And as he had more and more faith, he began to get more and more evidence that he really could do this. And it really wasn't until he got into college that it finally dawned on him that maybe he could compete. And then finally, when he made the top rung, I said to him, I said, David, I know that you belong on the world stage in running. Whether you make it to the center of the stage or not, I don't know. But it's clear you belong on the stage. Well, he never quite made it to the center, but he got reasonably close. But the point being, all those years of hard work, he kept faith and hope of that which he could not see. And all athletes will tell you that they dreamed of such and such. All good authors tell you about that they dreamed of doing this. All good businessmen talk about how they hoped and dreamed of becoming successful. And all good parents talk about how they hope they can be something in the future. You see, it's this hope and faith that becomes the evidence of what will eventually happen. Now, I'm not saying that you can have hope and faith in anything and there it will come. That sounds a little too simplistic to me, but we can have hope and faith in God to work in our lives, whatever needs to be worked out. I went ahead and read the third verse. Go over it again here. It says, by faith we understand that the entire universe was formed at God's command, and that what we now see did not come from anything that can be seen. The Bible talks about the creation of the world, and it says that God made it. Now, recently I was hearing about something Stephen Hawking said, who was the leading astrophysicist until he died. Some think the most brilliant thinker since Einstein. And he said, I don't believe in a God. I believe the laws of physics will explain everything. Well, there's a problem with that logic. Where did the laws of physics come from? You see, they didn't create themselves. They simply developed to explain something that was already there. God is already there in our lives, in your life and my life. He's already there in the midst of whatever situation we are in. He's already there working, whether we notice him or not. And so Hebrews tells us to continue to have faith and trust. In what? My own abilities? Well, maybe, but really to have faith and trust in who God is. And I hope today that wherever you are in life, you have put your hands in the hands of the man, as they say from Galilee, in the hands of the Master, in the hands of Jesus, so that as you walk through life, you can know for sure that you're not walking alone, that as you struggle with something that comes up, you're not struggling alone, that in spite of how insurmountable the issue seems to be, there is a solution. And the solution is in trusting God and having faith, even when you can't see it. Will you think about that? Hope you have a really great day. If you have a need or a prayer concern, let us know. We'll do whatever we can as fast as we can to help meet your need. So until tomorrow, when I'm going to share a little bit more about this small book of Hebrews, God bless you. I'll talk to you again.